Hello and welcome to week 8 of the Orion Bowl, Fantasy NFL. This is just following my league. It's mostly for the guys that are in the league, this video, but if you want to follow along, there's some useful fantasy tips. If you pay attention to the good teams, I am not one of them. If you pay attention to the good teams in this league, you will see some good fantasy NFL advice. So it's worth a watch. First thing I'm going to do is recap week number 7, and what a week it was if you weren't the Baltimore Ravens. Anyway, I digress. I've decided to move away from the search for the rings. It just wasn't hitting for me. It just wasn't quite there. So I thought, I had a bit of a think about it. What can I do instead of that feature? So I'm doing. You've got the Madden Ultimate Team. We're now going to have the Orion Bowl Ultimate Team, and I'm very excited. We'll keep track of the Orion Bowl Ultimate Team every week, and it's largely subjective anyway. So it's mostly meaningless. This is a good metaphor for life in a lot of ways. So I'm going to pick 5 positions because there's 5 teams. I'm going to take a player, one of the best players from the position from a winning team. It has to be from a winning team in the league. Otherwise, this just doesn't really work as a recap, to be perfectly honest. It's a work in progress, so let's get started. So you've got Lamar Jackson at quarterback. That's who I'd have put in at quarterback last week. What a trade for the team with no name. I don't know what Baby Got Drop Dak was thinking with that trade. Like, what were you doing? You were basically trading Lamar Jackson, who's now putting up some of the highest points in the NFL in fantasy. You basically traded him like for Christian Kirk. Like, from what I can tell, because that's the only they traded 4 players for 4 players. I'm not going to go. I could. Life is too short to try and remember how many players were in that absolute clusterfuck of a trade. What was that? Like, he ended up having like Richardson, who was already on injured reserve, done for the season, who you dropped straight away. The only player that Baby Got Dak has kept from that trade is Christian Kirk, who did a number on me this week, so maybe there was something to it. But also, like Pierce, who Namath traded away, Dak dropped, and now Namath has picked him back up again. Namath has actually got half of the players that he actually traded for. It's mind-boggling. Crazy stuff. Anyway, I'm going to get back to my original point, which is putting together the Orion Bowl Ultimate Team for week number 7. Lamar Jackson in at quarterback, 33.88, taking the team with no Namath to a storming victory. Then at running back, you've got to put in Dante Foreman, 30 points for the Harlots. The 3-time champs are rolling with another strong win. They're back in the win column. And largely due to that outstanding performance from Dante Foreman. Whether he'll continue to put up those kind of numbers remains to be seen. But that is money in the bank right there. You got wide receiver Jordan Addison for the Forbes Niners. What a fantastic wide receiver! You know, because obviously Justin Jefferson's out for the Minnesota Vikings for the foreseeable. So Jordan Addison has really stepped up to the plate, as have the Forbes Niners. Since their rebrand, they've rebranded to a brilliant team name. They've got a lovely logo. I'm really enjoying the Forbes Niners right now. I'm living vicariously through the Forbes Niners all the way to the title. I'm back in the Forbes Niners. The Forbes Niners are the champs in waiting, and I cannot wait to see them get their name, get their ring, get a ring on that championship fist. At tight end, I would have put in George Kittle. It was a real knife in the back for me because it took Baby Drop Dak to an emphatic victory. Very, very good stuff there. And yeah, it really hurt because I needed a big game from Brock Purdy, and Kittle had a good game. He scored nearly as many points as Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy had absolute trash. If I'd have played, if I'd have gone away from, made a stupid tactical error last week. I thought, if it comes down to the late game, then, Brock Purdy's going to be throwing to Kittle. Stupid, dumb, what a fool I was, what an idiotic boob I was last week, just over a week ago, what an idiotic boob I was for making that decision. Because if I'd have just put Josh Allen in, who put up 24 points, then I'd have won last week. I'd have won, and I should have won. That was a win that I should have had. That's going to be a costly loss. That's basically removed me from the playoffs. I can't get into the playoffs now unless other teams lose. I know we're not even at the halfway point yet, but I've made it very, very difficult for myself. And I only have myself to blame. It was an unforced error, and it was an error. And I'll take it on board, All you can do is be better next time. And in my case, be better next year. But as long as the team with no namers don't make the playoffs, I'm going to be fairly happy. And that, he's currently in the playoffs. So, anyway, defense, the sweet D of the week has to go to the Chiefs, because it wasn't just the Chiefs' defense. Honestly, a big part of the win for the Gorillas last week was the fact that he had Pat Mahomes. So the Chiefs in general just made a huge impact. But 10 points from your defense is very, very... you can rely on that. It wasn't the highest scoring defense of the week in our league. I believe that went to the Browns, also on Baby Drop Dak. Anyway, I'm not bitter at all. Not bitter at all. Anyway... the Chiefs got a 10. But I can only pick one player from each team. So, look, I'm amalgamating this. This is all, again, all largely pointless. But when you add all those scores together, the ultimate team for week number 7 scored 106.18, which is perfectly respectable when you consider that you don't have a kicker in there, and obviously you're only playing one wide receiver, one running back. That's not a bad score. Yeah. Let's just take a look at week number 8, shall we? We've already kind of gotten started with the Thursday night games. So we're going to start off with the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Arizona Tits. So, yeah, after last week's loss, obviously my confidence in my team is just shattered. It's a good job I call myself the Baltimore Ravens, because Ravens are like a carrion bird. They love trash. They love trash, and I love storing trash mostly on my starting lineup. And I like cultivating all my really high scoring players and just shoving them onto my bench where they'll do nothing to get me the win. Yeah, I'm so bitter, so bitter. Anyway. I've gotten off to a good start this week. I played Josh Allen. I decided, to hell with it. Just play your best players. Stop trying to be clever and play the matchups. Just play your best players. There's a bit of fantasy advice for you. If you want some fantasy advice, don't be clever and try and play the matchups. If you've got elite players, just put them in. They'll put up the numbers. Josh Allen certainly did that. He put up 29 points. But, more importantly, Stephon Diggs only scored 7. So, because obviously Josh Allen's throw. I thought that I was in for a nightmare, because I thought Stephon Diggs would score 30, Josh Allen scored 30, but obviously that means his wide receiver still got him 30. But holding Stephon Diggs to 7, I will take that all day. And then you've got Rashad White, who's an absolute pile of garbage anyway. Oh, look, you could have had Zach Moss for Rashad White, but yeah, I mean... Zach Moss wouldn't have done much anyway. He's the best number 2 in the league, though. He is the best number 2 in the league. So, yeah, Josh Allen versus Dak Prescott. In a nutshell, I think that Josh Allen's already won that battle. You've got Jonathan Taylor against AJ Dillon. I think Jonathan Taylor wins out that one. I think that Etienne probably puts up more points than Rashad White. I think Thielen puts up more points than Stephon Diggs, if I'm totally honest. I think I've got Pittman against Mayers. Mayers has been looking really good. Actually, I'll take Mayers in that one. Is it Mayers? I don't know how to say this. Laporta has had a quiet few games. He's going up against Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews is definitely going to outscore me in that one. Mattison, I've got going up against Downs. Or can I put Garrett Wilson in? I'm probably going to put Garrett Wilson in, actually. Garrett Wilson versus... Yeah, Garrett Wilson in my flex versus Downs. I'm going to take Garrett Wilson in that one, because I don't think the wide receiver 2 in Indianapolis is going to do... look, watch him outscore Pittman now. Watch it happen. Just watch it happen. That's what fantasy is all about, isn't it? Making the statistically correct pick and then watching it all go to hell. That is fantasy NFL in a nutshell. Anyway, Tucker versus Butker. I think that Tucker's probably got the better chance to do well there. And you've got the Dolphins. Dolphins D I put in against New England, because look, they've at least got an offense that are going to keep their defense off the field for long enough to get a breather and to maybe to get some points. I'll take it. I'm done playing against my defence, so I've taken the New Orleans defence out because obviously I'm playing Pittman and Jonathan Taylor against them. Not doing it. Bills defence only put up 4 points. I think the Dolphins can probably do better than that. I think it's pretty split. It's pretty even, honestly. I think the Arizona Tits, Mark Andrews has been really performing. Mayers is an excellent pickup. It's going to be a close one. The Arizona Tits are going to take it though. I've already seen the highlights. I bought the T-shirt, bought the DVD highlights. Congratulations on your win, Arizona Tits, and I will be sailing in the SS mediocrity for the rest of the season. To be honest, for my team to even be mediocre at this point, it would be nice. That would be an improvement. It'd be an improvement. Anyway, Baby Drop Dak taking on team with no Sheamus. CJ Stroud taking on Joe Burrow. I think that Stroud has been really on fire. I think he actually beats Joe Burrow in that one. San Francisco defense has been pretty stingy to a lot of quarterbacks not named Kirk Cousins, of course. Alvin Kamara taking on Eckler. Eckler probably. Oh, I don't know. Kamara's been on fire, but Eckler's against Chicago. Oh, that's a tough one. Eckler at home against Chicago, I'll take that one to edge it, but that'll be close. They'll both put up numbers. Bijan Robinson against another B. Robinson. B. Robinson versus B. Robinson. Robinson versus Robinson. It's Robinson on Robinson crime. I don't know. Bijan should get more points, but he hasn't really been hitting the mark so far this season. So I'm going to go with Robinson in that one. Christian Kirk versus Keenan Allen. I think Christian Kirk has just been on fire. Pittsburgh have let up some points there. So you got Keenan Allen. Anyway, Nakua against Dave. Gabe Davis has already put up excellent points. Nakua's been on fire though. Nakua outscored that score last week. I don't think he'll necessarily do it again. Take Gabe Davis. Kittle versus Kelsey all the way. Mostart questionable versus Cook. Cook's only put up 730. Mostart, if he plays, probably puts up more points than that. McManus versus Patterson. Take McManus in that one. Lions versus Colts D. I think that the Colts D probably do slightly better. So I don't even know who I've caught up with that. So Baby Got Drop Dak is probably beating the team with no Sheamus in that one. The San Diego Harlots then take on the team with no Namath A-team. We've got Jordan Love against Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's on fire, guys. You can't even put him out with 7 fire trucks. He's definitely winning out that one. Saquon Barkley versus Pierce. Saquon all the way. Walker versus Pacheco. Walker all the way because Pacheco is a garbage player on a garbage team. I don't mean the Chiefs. I mean the team with no Namath. It's a garbage player on a garbage team, and you should feel garbage. Devontae Adams versus AJ Brown. AJ Brown's just been on absolute fire lately, so I have to lean towards Brown because he is the in-form out of those two. But Tyreek Hill versus CeeDee Lamb is not even a competition. It'll be a lamb to the slaughter in that one, and Tyreek Hill will be the one holding the knife that cuts the throat of the lamb, or however they do it these days. Tyreek Hill will score more points is what I'm trying to say. Goddard versus Hawkinson. That's a tough one, actually. They're both in form. I think that Hawkinson probably has the better matchup, honestly. I think it'll be quite high scoring in Green Bay. Kareem Hunt versus Jacobs. Jacobs, you have to lean towards that because Kareem Hunt's... Oh, wait, no, Ford might be out, mightn't he? Oh, Ford's out, Kareem Hunt all the way. Group A, I don't even know who he is. Group A versus Elliott. I'll go with the devil I know, Elliott. Ravens D versus Jaguars D. I think that the Ravens D probably have the slightly better matchup, so I'll take the Ravens D in that one. And I think, on balance, I'm taking the San Diego Harlots to get an emphatic win over the team with no Namath. The Forbesy Niners then take on the Legion of Hot Trash. Jalen Hurts versus Tua in that one. Derrick Henry versus Mixon. Henry all the way. Najee Harris versus Jones, taking Najee Harris in that one. Godwin has already put up 12.80 against Cooper Cup. Cooper Cup, if he pops off against Dallas, I mean, that's a tough matchup. I think I'm probably going to lean towards Cooper Cup in that one. Moore versus Amara St. Brown. I think St. Brown's probably got the better matchup. Cole Kmet versus Schultz. I really like Cole Kmet. I'm going Cole Kmet all the way. Addison on fire against Henderson. That is Addison all day. Bass has only put up 6. I think Joseph probably does much for a muchness on that. Jets D against the Giants and Saints D against Indianapolis. That's the Jets D all day. That is the Forbesy Niners taking out the Legion of Hot Trash and sailing all the way through the playoffs to the glorious shores of Fistiana. That's the championship. The Forbesy Niners are going to the championship. And you've got the coach's sons taking on the Dennis Trey Gorillas. The coach's son's already in the lead for that, thanks to Thursday. You've got Herbert against Pat Mahomes. I think that Pat Mahomes has been on fire, so he's gonna have a good day. McCaffrey versus Pollard. You've got to take McCaffrey in that one. McCaffrey on a quiet day will get 22 points for you guys. If you have McCaffrey, you're probably winning in your league. Swift versus Breece Hall. I like Breece Hall's matchup actually. I'll take Breece Hall in that one. McLaurin versus Collins in that one, I think. Chase versus Pickens. Pickens has been on fire, actually. I quite like Pickens. I'm going to say Pickens in that one. Kincaid really came through for the Buffalo Bills against Thomas. I think Kincaid in that one. Gibbs versus Flowers. I like Gibbs in that one. Gibbs is probably going to pop off in that contest for the Lions against Las Vegas. You've got Hopkins versus Aubrey for the kickers. Much of a muchness. I do like the Cleveland matchup better, so I'll take Hopkins. 49ers D versus the Eagles D. I think the 49ers are going to have fun against Cincinnati because they are at home, and so I think on balance, I think the best team in the league are going to upset the coach's sons and bring them back down to our level. Well, not our level, but just hand them a loss, really. And that is all I've got time for this week. If I have picked you to win, prove me right. If I've picked you to lose, prove me wrong. I'll see you next time.